What up, nerds? My name is Leslie and welcome to The Nerdy Narrative. On this channel, I like to talk about all sorts of bookish related fun, from science fiction and fantasy to horror, manga, comics, to some nonfiction and literary classics. You just never know what I'm going to stick my nose into next. On today's episode of Bookish Related Fun, I am going to do a tag. My tag. I have a tag. If you missed it, my really good pals over at the Codex Cantina, Una and Crypto, created the Nerdy Narrative book tag for me for my birthday. It was such a well thought out tag. All of the prompts reflected on me and the channel just perfectly. They even had a little fun at my expense. I will have the original video and their channel linked below. If you are not subscribed to the Codex Cantina, you are really missing out. I actually really liked their version of my intro, and I've thought about asking Una if I could just have that footage and just putting that on the front end of my videos from now on. So without further ado, let's get into my tag, shall we? Prompt number 1, science fiction. What is a futuristic or imaginative element in a book that you are glad is not real? So I actually haven't read this book that I pulled this element from, and the reason why I haven't read this book is because of this element, but that would be Children of Time by an author whose name I will never in a million years be able to pronounce. From what I have seen and heard on Booktube about this book, there are alien spiders, sentient, I do believe. I'm not doing that. I will never read that book. I don't care if you tell me it is the best book ever written. That ain't happening. I am so glad that doesn't exist. Just regular spiders are enough. No, like, why would he write that book? He had to know. I mean, that's just like the worst trigger in the world. Prompt number 2, horror. What has been the scariest moment for you while reading a book? So I actually have 3. To tie in with prompt number 1 and spiders, I'm gonna say the book It by Stephen King. And if you've read it, then you know exactly what part I'm talking about. The second one is while reading The Patience of a Dead Man, the first book in that trilogy by Michael Clark. So let me set the scene up for you. The main character is in a believed haunted house. He hears footsteps. He's supposed to be alone in the house. He's on the 2nd floor. He knows exactly how many steps there are between the 1st floor and the 2nd. When he hears these footsteps coming up the stairs, he's counting the steps because he knows how many steps there are. The footsteps stop when there's 1 step left to go. And he's like looking out and down the hall, waiting for whatever it is, and take that last step to be in his line of sight. Man, I mean, I know, like, I've read that complete trilogy. I know everything that happens, and even so, I get chill bumps just thinking about when I read that, because it was at night, like an idiot, and I have stairs, and they creak, and then my husband was upstairs gaming. He starts walking around and the boards creak, and I'm like, okay, nope, I am done with this book for tonight. So the 3rd scary moment that I had was reading Lullaby by Daniel Barnett. It's book 2 in the Nightmare Land Chronicles. There was this scene, and it was clearly being set up as a jump scare. Like, I knew this was going to be a jump scare. So there's this moment, this character is approaching something. She sees something in there. She's not sure if it's alive or not, like what's going on. And for whatever reason that these characters do this in scary stories, she's going to reach in, right? So she starts reaching her hand in, and our power goes out. That scared the absolute stuff out of me. I put that book down. I wouldn't touch it again until the next day. Full on sunshine. I was not having it. Prompt number 3, fantasy. What would you import from a fantasy world into our own world? That's easy. Magic. Definitely magic. I love magic, but not just any magic. My favorite magic system that I've read about to date is in Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. The use of color to be able to form an action or animates an inanimate object to do your bidding. I loved it. That's the kind of magic, in my opinion, that couldn't be overwhelming against the population as a whole. Like, you know, it's not this one person that just has infinite amounts of power that can just implode the world at a moment's notice. To me, the color magic from Warbreaker is more of a helpful kind. At least that's how I see it. But I would really, really love to have that color magic in our world. Prompt number 4, comic and manga. What's a comic you enjoyed or one you have wanted to check out? That probably goes without saying. My favorite manga to date is One Piece. I don't foresee that ever being usurped. I just love the dynamic of the characters, just the whole theme of friendship and loyalty and following your dreams no matter what and believing in one another. I just loved it. It was done so well. It's so fun. It just gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling. Favorite comic to date, I'm just going to go with the one I'm currently reading because I'm really new to comics, and that's going to be Nailbiter by Joshua Henderson. It's a horror comic. Well, it's classified as a horror comic, but I'd rather think it's more along true crime. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from it currently, but I'm really enjoying that one. As far as what I would like to check out for each, I think for manga, I would like to check out Attack on Titan. And then for a comic, I want to go with one that was recently recommended to me by one of my friends called Chew. There's an animal in Chew that I've just got to meet. Prompt number 5, literary fiction and classics. What's a classic book you've been meaning to get into but haven't yet? That's going to be Anna Karenina, I hope I said that right, I probably didn't, by Leo Tolstoy. The Codex Cantina really turned me on to Leo Tolstoy in the last year. I've really enjoyed his writings. I've read a few of his short stories on my own, and in the course of watching other channels on Booktube, I heard mention of Anna Karenina. I looked into it, and it was definitely a premise that interested me. I did put that on the TBR to read this year, and I am really excited because my friends from the Codex Cantina and Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space will be joining me in that little read-along. Prompt number 6. The Busy Bee. What book would you like to share with all of your friends? Just one book? These prompts reflect my variety of reading taste. So I can't pick just one book. I would have to pick one book from each genre, and then really it depends on the friend. So I can't answer that. It would just depend on the person I'm talking to as to what I would recommend to that person. I don't think there's just one book that everybody in the whole entire world will love. If there is one, you guys have been holding out on me, and what's up with that? Prompt number 7, influencer. If you could have influenced an author to make a different decision in a book, what would it have been? This will come as absolutely no surprise to anybody that's been around this channel any length of time. Yep, that's going to be Battleground by Jim Butcher. It's not that I want something to not happen. I knew going in it was going to happen. I just knew that that was what was going to happen. I didn't like how it happened. I don't think it was fair to the ones involved. I don't think it showed the respect deserved to the characters that this happened to. I just don't. It was senseless and very human. I do get that, but still. No. Prompt number 8, the birthday wish. What book do you want for your birthday? Yeah, I want for nothing. I got so many books for my birthday. I got so many books from my friends and subscribers. I even got gift cards from my parents and my in-laws, and I bought even more books with that. Guys, I am set. I legit cannot think of a book right now that I want that's out. I think I got them all. Prompt number 9, the invite. Who are you inviting to your Booktube party? Tag some friends to share cake with. Between the Codex Cantina and all of my other Booktube buddies that have already done this tag, a lot of people have gotten tagged, and I've been trying to keep up with who all I saw getting tagged. As of today, it looks like my horror buds have been left out. So I will be tagging Brad Proctor, Chris from the Basement, J Maddox Entertainment, Nikki over at Dark Between Pages, Linda's Book World, Mindy's Book Journey, Kelly Hooked on Books, Sarah MG Reads, Kasha's Book Cemetery. I will stop there, so if they want to have some folks left to tag, they will have some. In addition to the tag prompts, Una and Crypto included some bonus questions for me. The first one, Crypto wanted to know which Golden Girl that I was. I am Sophia. Sophia was a traditionalist. She was also deeply rooted in her friendships and her family relationships. She loved to tell stories. She was really sassy and very quick to put people in their place. The next bonus question came from Una, and he wanted to know which Straw Hat character I was. Well, he already knows the answer to that. I am Nami. I chose Nami because she's one of the smartest of the Straw Hats, not because she was the navigator. I could not navigate you anywhere, not even out of a wet paper bag. I am directionally challenged. The next bonus question that Crypto followed up with was, if I could go to lunch with any author, who would it be and why? That is going to be Robin Hobb. I just want to ask her, who hurt her? Was she not hugged enough as a child to write the characters, just the pain and the abuse and the suffering they have to go through? Namely, Fitzchivalry and Wintro. Like, why? And then that scallywag Una wanted to know who my favorite Codex Cantina member was. You are both my favorites. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this tag today. I had a lot of fun making it. I've had more fun watching it. I've probably watched the Codex Cantina's version at least 20 times. I mean, I watched it 5 times in a row the day that it came out because I was just so shocked. I loved it so much. It just made me laugh. It made me cry. The first time made me cry because how could you not just be touched by the fact that your friends thought enough of you to create a tag for you for your birthday? It got me. It got me in the feels. It did. And then other friends of mine started doing it, and I'm just like, man, this is some circle of love going on. By the time this one goes up, I hope to have created a playlist of all of the people who have done this tag. And if so, I'm gonna have it down in the description box down below if you guys wanna check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to see what is going on in my little corner of the Booktube world. I hope your morning has gotten off to a great start, and I hope the rest of your day is absolutely fantastic. I'll see you soon.